are actually going to watch this and be like, it's not even that big of a deal now. I'm sure she was bluffing, but trust me, that it wasn't funny in that situation. You know, you see other people doing some things that are like a bit dangerous, but then you feel like when you do that one, the grace for that thing will end. Hello humans, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Amaka and I'm an Abuja based YouTuber. Today I have a story time for you, which is a bit unconventional. I mean, it's a bit scary, and then some people might not actually find it as scary as I found it as of the time, and I still find it until now, but I'm still going to just share it anyway, just in case I have some people who are out there like me. Okay, so let me just give you a quick backstory. I went to Base University and I studied law as my degree, and I graduated last year, which was 2019 in October. So I actually had a pretty interesting ride during my university experience. I made a lot of mistakes. I actually did a lot of things that I'm actually proud of and things I'm not proud of. And yeah, it was generally a cool experience. I didn't really have like a explosive experience, because you know, some people, they go to university and they really come out of their shell. They really get involved in things. They have so many friends and whatnot, but I was not one of those people. I had friends, but like I was I pretty much kept to myself. But this is an experience that I find, or I consider to be, one of the scariest experiences I had in university. I feel like there are different, like in Nigeria or in the world generally, like I think we definitely as human beings, we consider things to be like small offenses and big offenses. But this one basically is something that I wasn't really comfortable with for a while, and that is failing attendance on people when they are in class, when they're not in class. That is, you know, like it's something so normalized, like your friend is not coming to class and they just tell you, please help me sign attendance, because you know, students, they have to, some schools have a stipulation that you have to meet a certain level of attendance before you graduate, or before you like get to write the exams. But yeah, some people don't like showing up to classes, some people don't like showing up to classes, and they have friends and they're like, why doesn't my friend just write my name there? So it's something that's pretty much normalized. I don't think it's something that's like a taboo. It's pretty acceptable. But then I didn't really feel comfortable with this practice, especially because at some point I became the class rep, and I actually had to like be drawing up the attendance and everything, and then passing it around the class for people to sign. So on this fateful day, my people, we're actually in criminal law class when this happened. So like I said before, I'm not really comfortable with the practice of putting someone's name when they're not there. I've never asked anybody to do it for me, and I really hate when people ask me to do it for them, because I find it hard to say no. I'm trying to work on that, but like, yeah, but that actually got me into this situation. So on one particular day in criminal law class, we actually had our lecturer. She was pretty cool. She's a cool woman. Appreciate her. She really taught criminal law well. And so she said that we should do attendance, and someone I know wasn't in class that particular day. So the person messaged me on WhatsApp and they were like, can you put my name on the attendance? And I was like, oh, okay, sure. I wrote the person's name down, like against my better judgment. I wasn't feeling like I should have done this thing, but I just did it anyway. Now on a normal day, I actually feel like there are some things that I'm scared to do, because I know, like, you know, you see other people doing some things that are like a bit dangerous, but then you feel like when you do that one, the grace for that thing will end. Like, other people can do it, but there are some things that when you do it, you will get caught. And that's basically my principle for many things. But then this particular day, I went against my better judgment and I wrote the person's name down. People, would you believe that on this particular day, the lecturer decided to count the people on the list? I think we were meant to do a group activity or something. So she actually decided she would need to count people on the list to know like who is in class, and so she could divide us into groups or whatever. And she counted the people on the list. Then she realized she didn't just count. Counting wouldn't even have been bad. She didn't just count, but she actually asked people to say present when they were there. She started calling the names. I felt sick. She started calling the names of the people. I was so nervous. I was so scared. I was like, what is going on? And then she finally got to the name that I had written down. And obviously the person wasn't there, so the person did not say anything. It was actually a big deal. Like, she didn't get like angry per se, but she was just like, who wrote this person's name? Where is this person? Why isn't the person here? Why is their name on this list and everything? And I was so scared. My God, I remember I think she got really like disappointed, really offended. Like, why would there be the name of someone who is not in the class, obviously? And it's actually really, I don't know if maybe she didn't like that particular person, and that's why when she saw the name and realized the person wasn't there, like, that's what made her even amplify the situation. But the fact is that she actually amplified the situation then, and I felt so sick that day. That day was one of the scariest days ever, because she was like, I think she said she would report to the dean that someone had written the name of somebody who wasn't there. And I actually felt like she was actually telling the truth. Like, you see, people are actually going to watch this and be like, it's not even that big of a deal. Now, I'm sure she was bluffing, but trust me, that it wasn't funny in that situation, especially for someone like me who doesn't really do that kind of thing. So the class ended, and she was like, I give you until the end, whoever did this, I give you until the end of the class to report yourself. The thing is that when you're in that situation now, anybody you try to call for help will not be available. I know there's someone who, like, the person that, okay, it's true, yes, this is what happened. I know the person that I wrote the name down of, but it wasn't them that told me to write their name. It was someone else in the class, and this person is like a pretty, I guess, would you say, influential person or whatever. They're an adult, so I just like, okay, I wrote the name. And when I was calling that person to come and bail me out of this situation, the guy's phone was not even working. Someone that was just close to me, I was texting and everything, nothing was happening. I felt so sick to my stomach. I really regretted that decision, and it felt like the world was going to end. I saw my whole world crashing before me. I could see myself getting locked out of opportunities. I was like, what is going on? And it seems like such an exaggeration, but trust me, it was not funny in that situation. And yeah, so eventually the class came to an end, and nobody obviously owned up. I was the one who did it, but I didn't own up, and I was so nervous. Hey, I remember I was praying. Like, see, the truth is, I'm not a strong prayer person. I'm really not a strong prayer person. But on that day, I prayed. I know there was one auntie in our class, an older student, and she's like a very prayerful woman. So I went to her. I was like, Ma, see the kind of this is what I've done. And I was so, because she was in the class with us too, and she realized like how serious the situation was. She was in the class too. She was like, what? She was like, oh God, are you? We prayed together. We prayed near the lockers. I remember we had a special corner where we used to sit next to the lockers, and we prayed that day. We prayed, and I wrote a letter, a beautiful little letter. I like writing letters, so I can apologize for Africa. I wrote letters. I wrote a letter, and I said, I'm sorry, Ma, I'm sorry for doing this and whatnot. And then I think she was leaving the faculty. I was so nervous. Like, I hovered around the outside of her office, of the lecturer's office, like waiting for her to come out. And then when she finally came out, like, I just ran after her. I gave her the letter. I remember that, like, she just stopped. She read it. Then she looked at me, and she was like, it's okay. And it felt like a great weight had been lifted off my shoulders. See, there are some things in life, like, this story seems so insignificant to some people because you've already done this thing and gotten away with it. But trust me, it's not everything that you do that you get away with. And I definitely learned a lesson from this. And I hate, anything to do with attendance, keep me out of it. Enter your trouble by yourself. I'm not going to write anything there. And I really think it's just not a good look. Like, why are we writing the names of people who are clearly not there? Why? Like, it could actually snowball, because let's say, for example, now something, God forbid, something happens. Let's say there's a fire or the building falls apart, and maybe they're taking, I don't know, it sounds a bit bogus, but maybe they're looking at the attendance and they see, oh, this person is here. People will not be panicking, thinking, oh, this person was here, but the person wasn't actually there. Like, there's so many things to consider. But I definitely learned a lesson from that situation. Like, I don't ever want to be in that situation again. I try to be as honest as possible, avoid as much wasting as possible. That's it for my story. I just basically learned that I just think we should just try and be more honest. And then it really taught me that there's some things that you can't do. So don't let anybody like pressure you into doing otherwise. Don't let anybody make you compromise your choices or your convictions, because trust me, when you enter the trouble, nobody will be there for you. It's only you that will face the trouble by yourself. But that being said, I hope you've enjoyed this my short story time and picked up a thing or two. If you have any like a story to share with me about how you also got into trouble, or like, can you think of the biggest trouble you ever got into when you were in university or even secondary school? I would really like to know. Just comment it down in the comment section below, and if you have any other video ideas, I'm definitely open to hearing them. So yeah, I'll see you in the next video, and this is me, Amaka, signing